So Beyonce posted a countdown to her tour, the first day, and she also posted teasers about different looks that she has in her art book for Cowboy Carter, and I got inspired to do this look, so let's get started. Here you see me taking a gray shadow, and I'm kind of just carving out above my lid to get that almost cat eye-ish look that I want. So I'm going above my crease because when my eyes are relaxed, I want you to be able to still see this crease and this definition with my eyes being open and relaxed at the same time because I have a little bit of hooded eyes. So on this step, you want to make sure you're working with a very, very sharp brush. The right color, making sure that you're tapping into the color, tapping off any extra, and just really taking your time, stabilizing your hand to kind of draw out that line and carve the shape that you're looking for. Take your time, go back and forth slowly. As you see I'm doing here, I'm going in layer after layer and I'm slowly building up the color and the intensity of this darker color. So you see on my right eye, it's a little bit darker because I started with that eye and I'm building it up, and now I'm building up the left eye to match my right eye. This is going to take a little bit of practice, but now I'm taking a pointed kind of pencil brush and I'm diffusing the top of that line because I don't want it to be super harsh. I kind of want it to be blended and diffused. So I'm taking my pencil brush and just diffusing it out up top. Not dragging it down, but dragging it across and up. As always, whatever I do to one eye, I'm doing it to the other. I'm taking my time. I'm matching it. I'm blending it. I'm taking a step back to make sure that they're both equal or the same, and then adjusting however I need to. Alright, here's the part where you kind of have to have some color theory. I didn't have the exact shade that Beyonce was wearing, so I had to mix my own. And I had to look back at the reference photo to mix my own. So I'm mixing a blue with a little bit of periwinkle, and then I eventually go over it with a little bit of white as well to get that exact shade of blue. Kind of like the water bottle I have in the back of this video on my crease. And I'm using a crease brush specifically here to tap it into the area that I left underneath what I already carved out on my eye. And right here, I'm not swiping, I'm just tapping because I don't want anything to get blurry. I don't want anything to smudge into each other. I want that contrast of that gray and that blue. So I'm tapping it into place. You might be asking me, why didn't you cut your crease? Why didn't you add any eyeshadow base or concealer? I did not want the blue to be too harsh. And in the pictures, the reference photos, they do not look harsh, and it does not look like her crease was actually cut with an eyeshadow base or a concealer because of how the tones are kind of not faded, but they're subtle. They're not super stark. They're not super precise. But they are separated. So this is how I would get that look. All right, now that everything is tapped into place, I'm taking this fluffier brush and I'm kind of lightly diffusing everything out, making sure anything isn't too harsh, but we have a nice blend. I'm kind of stepping back from the mirror, looking in the mirror and looking at the camera to kind of make sure it looks good from all angles. And I'm keeping that sharp line as we go out to my outer corner of the eye and towards the temple. I'm also adding a little bit of blue shimmer because she has a little shimmer. So here I'm going in with my black eyeshadow to lay down where exactly I want my liner to start. I like to do this before using liquid liner because I feel like it's easier for me to draw the thickness of my liner, draw the angle of my liner, and if I don't like it, I can just take a Q-tip, wipe it off, go back in again. It's kind of easier to work with instead of just using a liquid liner first. That takes a second to dry. That can smudge and get everywhere. Laying it down first with a powder, to me, kind of helps you map out everything and gives you a little bit more control. For an example, you can see here, this eye that I'm working on now is good, but this other one, I kind of messed up on the thickness when it comes to the tail. So I'm going to fix it a little bit later with my Q-tips. I'm going to show you how I fix it with my Q-tips and how I went back in and just kind of cleaned everything up and made sure that it was even. And this also builds the opacity of your dark liner. So sometimes these felt liners and the liquid liners don't get dark enough, and I don't like that. All right, now I'm taking the same brush. I'm going to go on the bottom lash line, and I'm going to add some dimension to that and darken it up with the same black shadow I use for my liner, just to kind of connect everything and make it seamless when it comes to the outer corner of my eye. All right, I'm not even gonna tell you the brand of this eyeliner because it just did me so bold, but I had to work with what I had, right? You see, it's not coming out even. It's smudging. It's not doing exactly what I need to do. Here, it wasn't even showing up at all. And I was pressing down, and it just did not come out even. It did not come out smooth. But I went back in with my black shadow and cleaned everything up. And then my Q-tip to give it that look that I needed. I don't know. Sometimes the cheaper the black liner, the better it's worked. This was probably a little bit more expensive, and it just did not perform the best underneath, or not underneath, on top of this eyeshadow. Maybe if it was on bare skin, it might have glided easier, but because I had that shadow down, it kind of did not perform as well as I expected it to, which the shadow shouldn't be a problem because I've had products that do well. So here I'm taking my Q-tip. I take a little bit of makeup remover, and you just take that and you clean up underneath where you want to. That wasn't the best, but I'm gonna go back over it again. And sometimes you have to take your eye, drag your eye, smooth out your skin, and really get in there and clean everything up. So I added a bit more makeup eraser just to clean up the line even more right here. I'm looking at this footage and I'm like, I look crazy. Like, my hair, my scarf is all over the place. But when I get in the creative zone, I look crazy. I wish I could be one of those people who just look super polished and graceful and put together as they're creating. But that's not me right now. Maybe one day we'll get there, hopefully. But yeah, please excuse my looks because I was just in the zone trying to get this as best as possible with what I had. Every close-up pic that I can find of this, you see that she has some shimmer in the inner corner, and it looks like a frosty-ish shade, but all of them are filtered, so you can't really tell the true. But there's some shimmer in the inner corner, so I'm going to mix the blue shimmer I had with some white shimmer, if I can find it. But I need like an icy color. So Raquel, Beyonce's makeup artist, says that she wears falsies, little mini individuals. So we're gonna follow his method. He does one extra small in the inner corner, two small in the middle, two medium, and then like one large on the end, something like that. His video is on YouTube. We're just gonna, I think I know how to mimic what he does by myself. So yeah, I'm gonna do that myself. Okay, here are the lashes are on. I don't know if I would love this every day, but it's dramatic. It's for show, right? I'm taking that white highlighter and I'm just highlighting my brow bone right here because I wanted it to pop and shimmer under the light like it is in the pictures, and to kind of match the inner corner where I added the same shimmer. And then this is the eye look, y'all. I will have another video coming up on Friday for the base, so stay tuned.